This podcast is distributed for general informational and educational purposes only and is not intended to constitute legal, tax, accounting, or investment advice. The information, opinions, and views contained herein are our own and may be subject to change at any time without prior notice. We do not have any obligation to provide revised opinions in the event of changed circumstances. All investment strategies and investments involve risk of loss. Nothing contained in this website should be construed as investment advice. Any reference to an investment's past or potential performance is not and should not be construed as a recommendation or as a guarantee of any specific outcome or profit. Alright guys, I'm going to do a quick video on, I've had a lot of people asking today, do I sell, do I sell, do I sell? Nope, you buy. You're always buying. No, in all seriousness, no, though, let's check it out. So, I got to back this up a little bit so I have it looking like we did last night. So last night, again, we were sitting in this area here as it broke down, and I was hoping we were going to see it come up to the 50, check the 50. It didn't even get close, just rolled over and dropped down to where we're at now. So a couple of things that I'm looking at, we had put out the. You might be hearing my son in the background because he's awfully loud playing games, but that's okay. It's easier for me to talk it through instead of writing it on a chart. So I have a couple of spots that I'm looking at. I have the 26,000, and my last ditch effort here is the 23,000. We're having a really good reaction right here off of the 382. As you can see, it's moving up above it. We have another 37 minutes in the 4 hour, which is the first 4 hour of the daily candle. This daily candle is horrid, but obviously we dropped down off of it, dropped below it directly after the close. So volume is looking really good. This 4 hour candle is already higher than any of the last week or so. And then I expect that to go forward after that. Probably see the 786 in that area. If we look at our VPVR, we're going to have a lot of stuff to get through here, but this is going to be that point. I want to see this breakthrough within the next day, probably. Would be really nice. If we see that, then we can see some continuation. Otherwise, we might see a little consolidation. This could roll over in the next 30 minutes and keep dropping down through here. And then at that point, that's where my bids are at, 26.8. And then the 23.871. Those are the two I'm looking at. Those are the two I'll ride to Valhalla after that. Let's look at a couple other things on here. RSI on the daily. Oh, it's looking great on the daily. So we're down below the 50. We're going to look for a bounce off of that. This is starting to look a lot nicer. Still looking at this. I mean, if we hit the 2700 to 26.8 in that green box area, I mean that's long ways. Let's look at the SMAs, some EMAs. That would hit the 50, almost hit the 50 here. So close. It's close enough for my book. It's probably hitting the EMA if we have the 50 EMA. They're just a couple different calculations on that. So great correction for this move higher to be able to get the RSI back down here is fantastic. So not too worried about where we're at. I'm looking to ride this for a while. But that I can change my mind. But right now I'm still overall bullish in the scenario, and we'll look at 26.8 as my next target. Otherwise, if we do some consolidation and get above the 32.3, 32 mark and close above that, then I'll probably start looking at entries for a move higher from there for longs. Out of my ETH longs, I got out of those last night. I was stopped out, but stopped out in profit, which was good. Uh, as you can see here, we have a move off of. Yeah, let me just clear this all out because ETH is another one. I really like ETH. Let's go on the daily. We can see the RSI on the daily. It's still a little higher, but it had a later move than BTC, but still is right in a good range. So far, this is looking like we're getting some a good start to the volume for the day. The 4-hour, it's the highest 4-hour that we had since January 11th on the 4-hour. So that's great. Uh, let's see on the EMAs, 25 EMA. I'm fine with that. Uh, let's see what else we want to look at here. Let's get a fib level or two. See for some other potential entries. So 382 looks like a potential if this one rolls over, but I don't know if it's going to. We're looking fairly okay, but doesn't mean it has to. If we zoom in on that guy there, we got the, from the low to the high, we got the 618 and 65. I don't know. Overall, still looking really bullish on both of these in the long term. These are just buying opportunities. If you're not in yet, and you want to get in, these are good spots to start to deploy some of that capital. And if you're itching to get in now, buy some now, and then have some bids ready for down below. And that's where we're going to be. This is the 20, this jagged line. This is the put all your chips in line. This is the 20-week MA. So this is on the weekly. So if we go to the weekly, it's just going to be a flat curve like the rest of them. As you can see here, this is a 20-week MA. But I put it on the daily to see it just because it's a great indicator to see. As you can see now, that's at the 20K mark. That's my fail safe. That's like if we close below that and we're down below it, I'm out on spot. So I haven't sold any spot. I'm still holding on. Granted, I got in a long time ago, so I'm sitting in a good spot. If you look at, let me just get the 20 weeks so you can just see it overall. And we can look at it as the bull run goes. So if we look at the last bull run here, like it may have rode that 20 week the entire time, and that's if you just longed each one of those 20 weeks once we hit that bull run, or if you just waited until we crossed the all-time high from the last time at this point and you just longed each one of those, you'd have been in a good spot. Either way, that 20-week MA, that's a key indicator for BTC. So I wouldn't be scared. If you took some profits, great. This is, and you want to get back in, we're starting to look at some times that are definitely a possibility. Oh yeah, this is something I put on earlier when I was testing out some live stream stuff. But this is from the last bull run, this part here. I just copied the actual the candlesticks that went from when it broke the all-time high. So that same green line right here. So I just took these candlesticks here and then just wrote it to the next all-time high. And so as you can see, little consolidation potentially going up through there because this is where the all-time high was. You can kind of see the candle, and we hit another consolidation. I don't imagine it following this exactly, but some consolidation, move back up, consolidate, and then just rip through. Almost gets to the 300K mark. That'd be nice. But anyways, if you have questions or comments or anything like that, just leave them in the Discord, and yeah, we'll go from there.